BRIMS, and on behalf of Dr. Nitin Joshi, our director, welcome you all for today's guest lecture session. Today we have with us Mr. Ayaz Qazi, founder member and director of Precihole Machine Tools Private Limited, Mrs. Precihole Sports Private Limited, and we have with us Mr. Eknath Sunavne, Executive Secretary, Thane Small Scale Industries Association. We also have with us dignitaries from Thane Management Forum. May I now kindly request our director to present a small bouquet as a token of love to Mr. Ayaz Qazi. May I request you on the dais, sir? May I also request director to hand over the bouquet to Narayan Murthy, sir. Before I start the introduction, may I request Mr. Narayan Murthy to just come on the dais and brief us about the Thane Management Forum organization. Thank you. Good afternoon. I wanted to structure my thoughts, and one way of doing it is to speak extempore. But then, I didn't want to miss out on any point. So therefore, I decided to write a small note, which I wanted to share with you. So it is with a sense of satisfaction that I stand amidst you, welcoming the Managing Director of Precihole, Mr. Qazi. We have a very distinguished gathering here, Dr. Nitin Joshi, and all of you here. There are many stakeholders present here. One is the student body, that's you, the faculty, and the industry itself. Now the gains will accrue or flow only if you dip your hands into the vessel and enrich yourself and not wait for things to happen. So I would urge everyone to see the values that emerge from the presentation in terms of opportunities for growth at the individual and collective level. This has been the premise behind which we at Thane Management Forum, TMF, and Thane Small Scale Industries Association, TISA, have worked together in making this happen. The areas of focus that I would like to touch upon very briefly are two: research and skilling. We know that without adequate and cutting edge research, necessary competencies and skill sets, you are unlikely to get to patent stage. India has realized this and is moving much faster in this direction. I'm sure Mr. Qazi can throw some light in this direction. And here's an illustrative example, small one, but it's fairly telling. Recently, quantum computing has raised its head as a very important and promising field. Quantum computing uses phenomena in quantum physics to create new ways of computing. Quantum computing uses qubits, Q-I-B-I-T-S. So unlike a normal computer bit, which can be either 0 or 1, a qubit can exist in a multi-dimensional state. So the power of quantum computers grows exponentially with more qubits. And personally, I found this very interesting in terms of potential. As management students, you can sort of factor what I'm, trying to convey. Quantum physics is the study of matter and energy to make devices based on quantum mechanics. And there has been a lot of research on quantum materials, which are really like thin layers of certain crystals 1 lakh times thinner than human hair, right? And a team of physicists from Pune and Germany, I repeat, a team of physicists from Pune and Germany have developed a new method to investigate quantum materials that are about 1,000 times faster and cheaper compared to previous methods used to acquire data. So what am I trying to convey? Research has to throw solutions and should drive economic value. Now you know where I am trying to get at and why. This kind of a meeting is required. Industry works on applications, and these applications come from research, and research comes from academia. And students learn and contribute towards further growth through competencies and skilling, which was my starting point in this address. So basically, what I am trying to do here with everybody, including all of you, is to try and put forward and put together an ecosystem where the management fraternity, the polytechnic, the engineering college, the students, the faculty, the industry, how is it that all three of you can merge together? If these gentlemen from Pune can do it, why can't we? So it's just a question of how differently you're going to think, how well you can think, and what is it that the other guy does not have. That means innovation in terms of opportunities and going behind it. Now, whether you're a science student, a finance student, or engineering simply does not matter. You can come out with a transport solution, you can come out with an AI product, whatever. I mean, it doesn't really matter. But data has almost become free. So I would very strongly urge and recommend that all of you see value in this. Feel free to get in touch with dignitaries like Mr. Qazi, right? Feel free to approach them, talk to them, write to them, convey to them what are the pain points that you have. Are there any solutions that they have in mind? What are the kind of career track paths that you can take? What are the job opportunities that you think that he might have in mind for people like you with a certain background? Because they want to play a role much bigger than what they are doing today. One is the revenue part of it, they are doing it. And in particular, Precihole, I was very happy because when I attended the TISA 47th Foundation Day, his was one of the companies which had grown all the way to 100 crores from hardly anything at all. In fact, his presentation will talk to you about it. And that stopped me. The minute I heard that, I said, here, I have my own company here, right? And doing the India story, the new India story, right? So I would urge all of you to feel free, communicate, make things happen. And on that good note, thank you so much once again.
Thank you, Mr. Narayan Murthy. My introduction would be incomplete if I have not said any words about our today's guest lecture. Just few words because he himself is a legend on his own. A 1993 batch passed out from BE Mechanical from Sardar Patel College of Engineering from Mumbai. He started his career as a professional career in Godrej Boyce as a graduate engineer trainee to be in 1998 a co-founder of what he has sown the seeds of Precihole Machine Tools Private Limited. The seeds that's sown in 1998 has today turned up into a banyan tree. And I'm very glad to tell you that this banyan tree, which is there as of now, has got a turnover of more than 40 crores plus and over 200 more employees. Mr. Qazi has been on the Tarun Bharat Wealth Creator Show, and has also been a keen interest on Denmark's innovative idea of human library. Yeah, I have studied, sir. That was my pleasure in studying his biography a little. With this, may I invite today guest lecturer, Mr. Ayaz Qazi. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the magnetic demeanor, Mr. Ayaz Qazi.
Good afternoon, everybody. Let me correct something what he said. I'm a 1983 passed out batch, not 93. And we are not 40 crore. As a group company, we are now more than 125 crore. Forward reverse. First of all, let me thank Dr. V.N. Bedekar Institute of Management Studies for giving me opportunity to give a presentation. This presentation is mainly about important and interesting events, happenings in our long 33 years of journey. You can say like a case study for you management people. Also, a brief introduction about a niche technology, deep hole drilling. That also I'll be giving you a brief, what is deep hole drilling? Because we are mainly into that technology. And last thing is today's buzzword, indigenization of aerospace and defense sector. Government is pushing for Atmanirbhar, self-reliant in these areas. And I'll tell you something about how Precihole aspire to grab this opportunity. First thing about myself, right from childhood, my parents wanted me to be a doctor. And even I wanted to be a doctor, let me tell you frankly. But unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know, because today I feel it's really good thing that did not become a doctor. I could not get medical seat by few marks. And then finally I decided, let me take admission in an engineering college. So I joined Sardar Patel College of Engineering in Andheri for a graduate engineer. So after engineering, I think he has told that I passed out from Sardar Patel College of Engineering as a BE Mechanical, got a campus interview selection by Godrej Boyce, but not even a year. I just wanted to be in a different field like machine design. So I joined a small company called Formac Engineering as a design engineer. Few years there, then I joined Precihole Machine Tools. It was in Thane on Ghodbandar, this Pokhran Road number 2. Now it is no more. So there I was there as a machine design engineer. And in 1988-89, we started our own business. So myself and other two partners, Mr. V.R. Nayak and Mr. A.S. Kulkarni, we three started a company, Precihole Machine Tools Private Limited. If you see the name Precihole, precision hole, it's a very niche technology called deep hole drilling. So, I mean, our idea was to give the Indian industry this solution of this deep hole drilling technology. So somewhere around 1990, we entered into the business and started with a very small setup of a 500 square foot with our one small machine on which we used to give deep hole drill services. Then we graduated and started making deep hole drilling machine for the industry. And now, after this more than 1,000 machines we have made, almost our machines are going to 26 countries in the world. And we are India's #1 deep hole drilling solution provider. And our goal is to become one of the best deep hole drilling solution provider in the world. Our machines are going to USA, mainly USA, as far as export is there, and European countries, including Germany, Spain, UK, France, and some East European countries also, and Middle East, of course. So now I'm talking of deep hole drilling. So first thing, let me give some brief introduction. What is deep hole drilling? You will say. I think drilling, most of you people have seen. It's a very, very common metal cutting operation, drilling. Have you seen this tool? Many of you must have used also. So this is called twist drill. It's the most conventional way of drilling. You must have seen a carpenter or even an electrician or a plumber, or for that matter, even a dentist doing the drilling, right? So this is the most common operation. So, but what is deep hole drilling? So empirically, a deep hole drilling has a definition. If I want to tell what is deep hole, when you say drilling, also everybody knows. But when it comes to deep hole drilling, what is it? So I'll just give you a simple definition of a deep hole. If the drill diameter is X, then if the depth of the hole is 5 times of the drill diameter or larger, we term it as deep hole. Yeah, simple. So like if it is a hole size 10 mm, so if it is the hole depth is 50 mm or beyond, we can call it a deep hole. No, then what is the so speciality about deep hole? Drilling is the most common operation. But when the deep hole has to be drilled by a conventional way, lots of difficulties. So it becomes difficult, 5 times diameter or 10 times diameter, you want to go deeper. So the chips gets entangled into the tool and tool breaks. Then a lot of other problems are there. Accuracy of the hole is very bad. You will get the hole drifting from here and there. So all those problems comes. So what is the solution? So just a bar chart. Can you see that 5 times the diameter is a green zone? I mean, it's very commonly used. 5 times the diameter, okay, easy to drill with a twist drill, conventional drilling. Then still after that, people have to do, there are a lot of applications, so they have come out with something, some special cycle of peg drilling, some pull and through, and they are able to do 7 times the diameter, 10 times the diameter, again doing something, even 20 times. Yes, it is getting difficult, but still conventional tool, but with some special geometries, then special cycles. Yes, up to 20 times the diameter, it is possible, but difficulties. But beyond that, now we are talking of more than 20 times. This is the deep hole drilling technology. This is what we offer to the customers. It has got 2 categories, gun drilling and BTA drilling. Okay, so deep hole drilling, gun drilling you understood, you know very well. Deep hole drilling, what is deep hole drilling, you know. And we are into this area. When we talk of larger than 20 times the diameter hole to be drilled, of course, we can do 5 times the diameter also, deep hole drilling. But when it is really required, no other solution is 20 times the diameter. And we can go up to 200 and 250 times. Can you imagine? It's not just 20 times. We start 20 times and above, it is very easy. 200 times the diameter. It's like a 10 mm hole, 2 meter long. Small 10 mm hole can be drilled with this stuff technology. A different technology. Conventional drilling is totally out. This is very, very different. Can you see this? These holes can only be done by deep hole drilling. See the small diameter and then such a long L by D ratio. Length to diameter ratios are fantastic. And it is only possible by deep hole drilling. And what the gun drilling is another one process of deep hole drilling. There are 2 different type of deep hole drilling processes. One is gun drilling, and see the gun drilling tool. Now you know twist drill, conventional twist drill. So see the tool. They're totally different approach, totally different design. This is the area we are into. Now I'll just give a small video how the gun drilling happens. Kotek is a company, a German company, world leaders in making deep hole drilling tools. This is a tool. Going through the tool. Inside the tool. Shape for evacuating the chips and So similarly, BTA drilling. BTA stands for Boring and Trepanning Association. It is a company. It was many years back in Germany, some association which developed this technology. Again, it is 180-degree different than almost completely different than gun drilling. You see gun drilling, you just have a glimpse of BTA drilling. It is going over the tool. Earlier it was going through the tool, the drill, the tool, over the tool, through the tool. That's a much higher pressure. While going through the tool, inside the tool, takes away the chip inside the tool. Very special technology. Now, what are the deep hole drilling applications? You will say deep hole drilling is okay, but where it is being applied? So major application, major sectors, let me tell you. One of the most important sectors is defense. You know gun drilling? Gun drilling. So the name itself has come, this technology was developed for making gun barrels. That's why the name gun drilling. Now it's applied in many industries, but one of the major industry is defense, where a small pistol barrel to a large Bofors gun, which is 8 to 10 meters long barrel, all are being made with deep hole drilling technology. So defense has got not only barrels, there are so many other applications, but barrel is one of the critical applications. Oil and gas, a lot of deep excavation, the oil rigs are there, going deep in the sea or on the land. So there are a lot of equipments, components, which require very, very critical deep hole drilling. Aerospace also has got, again, a very niche area, lot of exotic material where deep hole drilling is very much used. Energy, die and mold. You know, dies and mold on which this your plastic components or even other components are being made. There on those dies, there are cooling holes. Mostly they are made with deep hole drilling. Medical implant is a very interesting line. So we'll say, what is deep hole drilling doing there? But you know, those screws and those rods, in case of a fracture, which are being implanted into a body, mostly most of them have a deep hole drill hole done to make it lighter. Yeah. We are already making. I mean, Bharat Forge has recently made a lot of Bofors equivalent weapons, but they have bought the technology from outside. That's the problem. We have indigenously developed that for our ordnance factory. Our machines are being used for making barrels in ordnance factories. Last 30 years, we have supplied a lot of machines for making a small barrel to a large barrel. Our machines are working in ordnance factories, even in US companies. They are using Indian machines. Automotive has got hundreds of applications. I mean, deep hole drilling, if you say cylinder block, cylinder head, connecting rod, crankshaft, camshaft, and so many components, input shaft, output shaft, you name, shock absorber. We have given hundreds of machines to automotive industry, mainly having deep hole drilling technology, and some application for hydraulic cylinder. So now some interesting and some important happenings and events I would like to share with you. When we started business, we were into Punjani Industrial Estate, just in that Khopat area, 500 square foot unit we were having. Sitting there in 1990, we got orders from Larsen and Toubro and Premier Automobile. You remember Premier Automobile? Young students may not be remembering. In those days, it was like Hyundai or Maruti. There were only two car manufacturers in India, Premier Automobile and Ambassador. Maruti was just getting established. So we got such prestigious orders from these companies. Premier Automobile for their 180 model, that time they wanted to come, and L&T. L&T McNeil, their Chennai division. And we were not having place to manufacture them. So we were frantically searching for a industrial premises. And one evening, my partner, Mr. Ayaz Kulkarni came, Anil Kulkarni came and told, Qazi, we have got a place. I have done the deal. I said, fine, how much square foot? He says, 5,000. My God, from 500 square foot to 5,000, there was a big jump, 10 times. We said, everything is fine now. We were so happy, elated. Now we can make those machines. To our surprise, next day we came to know that that deal is gone. Somebody else has taken that same place at giving much higher price. And the person has ditched us, literally. We were really disappointed, disheartened. Kya kare abhi? I mean, you feel order is there, but how to execute? But let me tell you, God had better plans for us. We got a much, much larger space in Wagle Estate of 11,000 square foot area, and where we made those machines and moved forward. Initial challenges, if you see, those days, if you think now, you people will laugh. Some are now also, like getting a finance, startup name was not there. Nowadays, the startup concept has come. Those time, even though we were startup, nobody was touching. No bank is, no history, no balance sheet. How they will give finance? Nowadays, a lot of things have come. Venture capitalist is there. Even crowdfunding has come. I mean, so many options are there for a startup. But in those days, very, very difficult to get. Even if some bank is interested in giving loan, The interest rates were astronomical, 18%, even to 24%. So this was the situation for getting finance, isn't it? You laugh, getting a landline phone, that was very big challenge. It took multiple years to get one phone. Now everybody must be having one or two mobiles. That time, no mobile technology was not there. Landline phone was the communicating tool. And for getting landline phone, we have to wait for multiple years. When we took that factory, somehow we convinced our neighbor that can we have a parallel line? And we shared that number with our customers. So this was the challenge. Imports, another big challenge. Importing anything was import licenses. So many challenges were there. Even though you get a license, the custom duties used to be 200% to 300%. Can you imagine? 100 rupees thing will, landed cost will be more than 400 rupees. I mean, that was the challenge. Hiring engineers. In today's scenario, I've seen a lot of fresh engineer, fresh talent joining startups also, which is a really great thing, and they do well. I mean, that's a challenge, but still, but in those days, for a small company like us, no engineer was available. And the last, not but the least, I think this now in this scenario, it has reduced a lot, but in those days, getting government licenses were a hell of a time. All paperwork, submitting, and then following up with the different officers was a big challenge. One interesting incident I would like to share with you. Somewhere around 1992, one of our consignment was held up by excise officers. It was going on a road. They stopped it. They checked the invoice. There was some problem in that. They just confiscated, and they came to our factory, those two officers, and started threatening us for the consequences. I mean, we were new into business, and really we were succumbed to his whatever threats were there, and they demanded bribe. We want rupees 50,000. Very difficult for us to even get that much money at that time, but we somehow managed, gave, and settled the thing. 2-3 weeks down the line, again same thing happened. Again, same two officers got hold of our truck, came back with that invoice. See, you have made another blunder. Again, same problem. Again, they demanded money. One of our director, Mr. V.R. Nayak, he got furious. He says, nothing doing. In fact, there was no tax evasion from our part, no excise tax or we have evaded. There were some technical errors in our invoice for which they were harassing us. He took a stand that I am going to complain to the excise commissioner now. I will not stop you. He made a very good letter, and he contacted our Thane Small Scale Association President, Mr. Khambete. Mr. Khambete is no more now. Recently he died. We used to call him Appa Saheb. He has done tremendous work for the Thane industry. He was a pillar of strength for us. When he came to know about this, he informed those two officers that such thing is going to happen. And those people got panicky. Those officers got panicky. Now they felt that Precihole is going to be after them. And they sent a message through him that please tell them not to go ahead. Mr. Nayak said, okay, if you want, we need not go forward with this complaint, return back our bribe money. And I think in the history of, I don't know, it must have happened, but as per me, this was the first time in the history of Thane industry that bribe money was returned back to the company. Another interesting event or big challenge came. This was our first export to Austria. We got a big order of a deep hole drilling machine with a lot of automation and technology. The Austrian gave us order and they visited our factory. They inspected the machine, tried it out, and they were tremendously happy. They said, India has made such a good machine. Okay. Now they gave the clearance for dispatch. And payment also came. We did okay, so now things are ready. We started that export formalities, called the packing fellow. We want an export packing because this was our first export. Not much of idea of what are the requirements, how it should be done. And there was a blunder in the export packing. And the material went to the customer in Austria, which is near the Vienna, the capital of the Austrian country. And it was in a literally junk form. Complete machine was rusted. The packing was horrible. They thought that we have sent some junk to them. They showed us a good machine and sent them a junk. Not only the machine was rusted badly, there were dead rats in the machine. Those rats have eaten away all the wirings of the machine. It was a really big catastrophe for us. What can we do? The customer was really hostile. He has paid the money and he got a junk. And that too, first time they imported a machine from India. A team of 5 people with Mr. Nayak leading them went to Austria. There was a hostile reception for them. I mean, they thought what these people can do with this junk. Our people literally worked day in and day out. They had 14 hours, 16 hours of work, 20 hours sometimes. They painted the machine, they removed the rust, they rewired the machine. Everything was done. Of course, they did help us. The owner of that company, SBER, Mr. Eric Hartner, used to, every day has to have a visit and see the progress. And very critically used to see that. Almost 15 days passed. The machine started working. And the whole company's team, senior team came and they started seeing the machine, how it is performing, fully automatic. Mr. Eric Hartner made a statement. This is like a German machine. So this is the big feather in cap for Precihole from that bad condition of a machine when the customer thought they have been cheated and they have been given a scrap. Within 15 days, they said that it's like a German machine. And you know, Germans are the best machine manufacturer in the world. And not only this machine, they bought another 2 machines every year. They had so much confidence on Precihole. One more big challenge for us came in 2008. We had very cordial relationship with our laborers or workers, staff, everybody, but somehow some external element, some person instigated and our workers went on strike in 2008. It was a really, really tough time. And it went on and on. Almost 8 months. How many? 8 months we were sitting idle. Whole staff was with us. They were coming there and going. Some of the other activity we do, but there was no business. Workers were sitting at the gate. Zindabad, Zindabad, और हमारा मुर्दाबाद कर रहे थे. And we were just helpless. But we were very firm that we will not succumb to their strong arm tactics. Whatever is there, we will be fair to them and we will not budge. And we stood firm. 8 months down the line, they came to us, they succumbed, they came to our terms. We also come down and the strike got over. But this was a very, very tough time for us. 8 months, no work, no output. All the staff was given full salary for all 8 months. We could manage that. by the grace of God. Now, such happenings, such incidents really shook you. And then we decided, what next? Till the strike, we were very complacent. Okay, we have a niche technology, we have engineering, we have this, that, but there we decided, now we have to think what is to be done. For that, we contacted with a reference one person, very highly experienced. He was BTech from IIT Bombay. Then I am Ahmedabad management graduate. Then he went to MIT for masters and did lot of high level consultancy in US. Also headed a automotive manufacturing plant in Japan. So you can understand his level of competency. He gave us just 1 hour. He was very busy, traveling all over the world. He was basically from Matunga King Circle, his parents' house. They were not there, but his house was there. Every 2-3 years, he used to visit there for a couple of days. So there he called us for 1 hour. We went there and gave a great presentation of our capabilities, our engineering excellence, and what SPMs we have made, special machines we have made. So we were making a lot of customized machine, lot of automation, lot of this for automotive industry, not only depot drilling, some other SPMs also we made for automotive industry, assembly line for steering assembly, this, that. So he saw all those presentation for half an hour and made a statement. I can see fantastic level of engineering, technology, but as a customer, I don't know what I can order you. But he pointed out, I can see one area, this deep hole delay. I'm from a shop floor and I know the manufacturing industry. This is a pain area in any manufacturing industry. And if you can give a good optimum solution at a cost-effective way, you have a good market. Then we decided we will only focus on deep hole drilling and we'll make a standard modules and we'll go global. That type of advice, 1 hour meeting, change our complete perspective from a SPM manufacturer, technology manufacturer giving good solution. We decided we will make complete standard modules and we will go global. It has been topsy-turvy. There's a strike at 2008-9, then there was some recession, a COVID year. But there has been a consistent, and we have been doing a lot of new product innovation, a lot of technology development in every area. Now also new technology has been developed. Today ARD people are there, Autos Factory, they want to have some new technology with us, developing from us. So there has been a long journey. We started maybe 3-4 crores. Now almost 90-95 crores we have reached. And next year or after that, we want to cross that 100 crore mark for this Precihole Machine Tool company. Another thing we decided after the strike, we should have one more business vertical. We were into Precihole Machine Tool is into a niche technology of deep hole drilling, very good. It can do well. But we should also have a diversification, a product and a market totally different from what we have in Precihole Machine Tool. So 2012, this Mr. Dr. YP Shirsad, he is a doctor by profession, but a gun enthusiast. He's a renowned shooter and had participated in shooting competition at national level. Also a gun designer, very good gun designer, highly, we call him encyclopedia of gun. So much knowledge is there. We partnered with him and started making air guns and air pistols for shooting sports. Already now 10 years have passed. We are making the best in class air rifles, air pistols and accessories in India. This is Precihole Sports. So we are leaders in India, and now we have decided to global also. So export also will be starting very soon. Here also a big one incident happened. Let me show you. In 2016, 15th July, I remember that day, 15th July 2016, night 12 o'clock, government issued new arms rule, 2016. Till that day, air guns were all without license. Even manufacturing, no license was required. So we were making two calibers. One was 0.22 caliber, which is something called 5.5 mm, and another was 0.177 caliber, which is 4.5 mm. So these were two sizes of the hole, two sizes of the pellets. It's a lead pellet. So these two guns were there. One fine day, government put restrictions on 0.22 caliber air gun. They said it will require license. And that was our more than 80% of business. And they said, okay, 0.177 caliber, which is used mainly for shooting competition, is without license. So in a one night, our 85% business was wiped out. But again, there was a slight dip in 2016, but we concentrated more on new products and innovations and came out. And that company also in 10 years is now almost 35 crores company and India's #1 air gun and air pistol manufacturer. Now going forward, as Mr. Moti has told, innovation. This is the, not only in product innovation, every area where we have to do innovation. So we are very clear, innovation has to be there for your growth. Adapting new technology. Now he told about some quantum computing. There is robotics there, IoT 4.0, Internet of Things. Our machines are being integrated with all types of sensors, and you can remotely monitor the processes. So a lot of new technologies are coming, artificial intelligence there. We have to make our machines now compatible to that. Robotics is there, our machines are running with robots in US. So this is going to be a everyday affair. We have to keep on adapting new and new technologies. Digital marketing, anything you want, people will immediately Google on their mobile. So conventional marketing will be there and it will not go, but digital marketing is now in thing and it is going to grow more. So your presence on internet, digital media, Facebook or social media, YouTube is going to be very critical, and we are focused on putting Precihole on this digital platform. Of course, you cannot remain static. You have to keep on adding newer products with better technology, better features, and that way only you can keep up with the competition. In developing new market again, like Precihole Sports has started now exploring the possibility of exporting internationally. Machine tool is already exporting, but there are many areas, many industries where we have to capture the market. Lean manufacturing or lean techniques. You know what is lean? If somebody is fat, so he has got a lot of fat. So a lean manufacturing or lean industry is something which is more efficient and they remove all wastages from their different processes. So it is very important for every company. I say lean is not just for the improvement, it is for survival. It is a survival if you are not lean. Like even a doctor says to a fat person, you have to lose your weight. Similarly, for industries also, lean is a very important thing to become lean, more efficient and remove all wastages. So our focus is always going to be there. This is the area where MSMEs are always neglecting. Like large companies like L&T or Godrej, they have a proper training department, centers where they have a training. They have a training department, centers where they have a training. They have a training department, centers where they have a training. They have a training department, centers where they have a training. They have a training department, centers where they have a training. They have a training department, centers where they have a training. They have a training department, centers where they have a training. They have a training department, centers where they have a training. They have a training department, centers where they have a training. They have a training department, centers where they have a training. They have a training department, centers where they have a training. They have a training department, centers where they have a training. They have a training department, centers where they have a training. They have a training department, centers where they have a training. They have a training department, centers where they have a training. They have a training department, centers where they have a training. They have a Continuous training programs are going on. MSMEs, for them, training and skill development is a very, very rare thing. But we want to focus on that. We want to have a structured training program for every employee. So how we can improve his skill set, how we can develop him as a better person for the organization. So he grows and my company also grows. Digitization, everybody knows. In Precihole Sports, we have been using ERP for all processes through digital things. We have even have a small software department where 2-3 software engineers are continuously doing digitization, and right now I can check online how much profit is there in my company, how much inventory is there, how much creditors are there, what turnover has achieved. So we have reached a stage where anywhere in the world I will be able to monitor my company. So digitization is going to give you a competitiveness and edge over your competitor. Finally, last but not the least, the next generation, second generation of us, we have to mentor them and give them the knowledge so that they can carry forward our legacy. We are lucky that all of our second generation are interested in our business. We are lucky that way. Most of the people nowadays find that next generation is not interested in this blue collar work. This is called brick and mortar work. They are interested in IT or high-tech technology. Ours is basically a manufacturing company. Now, as I told you, India is spending almost 1/3 of their finance budget on defense in our country. It's a big, big chunk of money we are spending. And we are the largest importer as far as defense item is considered in the world. I got some data from internet. They're talking of 8 lakh crore of worth of defense equipment we have bought in last 10 years. In this area, government is now focused to become self-reliant. And there are reasons. They have put a lot of items on negative list for import. And this is for encouraging the private industries to come up and grab that opportunity. This Chinese aggression and Ukraine war has really shown that every country has to have their own inherent capability of defense, cannot depend on outside countries. So India is focused on that and government is going ahead in a big way. We have also started export now, almost 13,000 crore of export in defense, public as well as private sector has done. A couple of months back, I was at SIDM seminar. SIDM is Society of Indian Defense Manufacturer. There was an annual meeting there. Our Honorable Defense Minister, Mr. Rajnath Singh, was there. His vision is that from largest defense importer, India should become largest defense exporter. And their government is very much focused and they're encouraging private players to come in that field. But the challenge is this defense technology, the private industries, they don't have defense technology. This is the biggest challenge. Defense has got a very niche technologies. Like deep drilling is required for the defense for making gun barrels. But not many private players are having that defense technology. The only way for them to go forward is collaborating with some international players, which they are doing it. But my thinking is that you collaborate with any country, they will give you run-of-the-mill technology. Nobody will share their latest technology. Whatever somebody may say, at least in defense area, it is still difficult. So India has to develop in-house, inside the country, this defense technology, which is going to take some time, but we cannot depend on outsiders. Here I would like to say, in 2020, Mr. Venkateshwar Rao, Director of ARDE, Armaments Research and Development Establishment, he visited Precihole factories, both the factories, machine tool as well as sports. After seeing our capabilities, he immediately told us, why don't you go for a small arms manufacturing, firearm manufacturing? In fact, he gave a recommended letter to the government. This is the only company in India has got barrel manufacturing technology. And because of his insistence and proof, we have not gone for. So 1990 Precihole Machine Tools, 2012 Precihole Sports, and 2021 Precihole Arms has been formed. This will be a company which will be pouring into the small arm manufacturing, completely indigenous. Indian business.
The DRDO has issued a tender for the construction of 6 units of solid-state power amplifier-based cool band AC. The Mumbai-based private sector firm Precihole Private Limited has won the competition to provide barrels for 25 pre-production units of Ashmi submachine gun. The Indian Army will soon start user trials with the 25 units in different conditions, and the 9x19 millimeters rounds used for the user trials can be procured by SSS Defence or Hughes Precision Manufacturing Private Limited.
So now this third venture, Precihole Arms, our first idea is to develop state-of-the-art barrel manufacturing facility. We'll be supplying barrels to the private players who have got gun manufacturing license, but they don't have barrel manufacturing technology. So we will be supplying barrels to them, barrels to maybe army as a spare for their existing guns, and maybe export. Also, we'll be developing indigenously. Again, most importantly, completely indigenous technology, no collaboration. We'll be developing world-class weapons for military as well as paramilitary forces. Even develop high-precision weapons for shooting competitions. Shooting competition weapons are very precise, very accurate, and very, very costly. Huge cost, 4 lakh, 5 lakh, 7 lakh, one weapon, they are imported from Germany and other places. We plan to develop those type of weapon in India. And finally, we want to export. We don't want to just supply Indian. We want to export firearms, barrels, as well as weapons. And everything will be fully indigenous. This is what we plan. Next is a noble step, noble cause. Now, Precihole Foundation we have formed, a company which is going to be an NGO. It will be mainly doing this activity. So this is the new initiative under which, like last month only, we did some work with Indian, one hostel is there in Thane only, mainly for children of armed forces and ex-army forces. So there, the condition was pathetic. They were not having proper fans. So we provided fans, some library shelf, some electrification. So such things are being done, along with some shooting sports promotion. This aspiring shooters are there. We sponsor them. We conduct shooting competitions, give them different weapons and gears for shooting competitions. So all those helping activities are done under Precihole Foundation. one seminar was conducted. Anjali Bhagwat, one of the first shooting world champion.
एक शॉट मध्ये माझा एक श्वास असल्यासारखी मी खेळले and I won the historical World Cup medal first time for India. एकच सेंटेन्स त्यांनी मला सांगितलं, अंजली, रिमेंबर वी हॅव टू अराइव्ह ऑन द वर्ल्ड स्टेज. तुझ्याकडे नुसती परफॉर्मन्स करण्याची जबाबदारी नाहीये, तर तुझ्याकडे पुढच्या पिढीला दारा मोकळं करून देण्याची जबाबदारी आहे. तर तुमचा तुमच्यावर विश्वास असेल तरच तुम्ही ते अचीव्ह करू शकाल. हे मी माझ्यासाठी करते, मला कोणी सांगितले म्हणून करत नाही किंवा मला कोणाला काही दाखवायचे म्हणून करत नाही. एव्हरी टाइम आय हॅव एक्सपिरियन्स दॅट जॉय. आम्ही नॅशनल लेवल पर्यंत पोहोचलो याचा एकमेव मी श्रेय देऊ इच्छिते ते आमच्या मेंटल प्रिपरेशन. कुठल्याही क्षणाला, कुठल्याही वेळेला, कुठल्याही परिस्थितीत, कुठल्याही मेंटल थॉट असताना सुद्धा you should be able to focus on your alignment and the trigger point. Change होतो. मी तेच होते, माझा टेक्निक तेच होतं, but I was strong from here. त्यालाच mind and body coordination जे म्हणतात. I strongly believe की तुमचं nature reflects on the mind. आणि त्या नेचरला जर तुम्ही चेंज करायचा प्रयत्न केला तर तुम्हाला कधीच रिझल्ट मिळू शकत नाही. स्वतःचं रीडिंग तुमच्याकडे असणं, स्वतःला समजणं खूप महत्वाचं. डिसिप्लिन, पर्टिक्युलरनेस आणि डेडिकेशन मेन ह्या क्वालिटी ज्या आहेत त्या तुम्हाला कुठल्याही प्रोफेशन मध्ये मदत करतात. We became solution oriented. We had problems, but we were more focused on the solutions, not on the problems. ती अपॉर्च्युनिटी मला देवाने दिली. मी देवाचे आभार मानेन करते कमी आहे, पण ती अपॉर्च्युनिटीचा सन्मान करणं हे आपल्या हातात असतं. थँक्स फॉर दिस इनिशिएटिव्ह ऑफ प्रिसिपल. मला ओपनिंग एपिसोड दिल्याबद्दल थँक्यू सो मच.
सितारों से आगे जहां और भी है, अभी वक्त के इम्तिहान और भी है. This has been 33 years or 34 years of long exciting journey. But looking at the opportunities and the possibilities, it seems that we have just begun. The journey has just begun. Thank you. Thank you.
Steady, friends. I'll request Mr. Guru Prasad Muti to say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pankaj. While we were listening to the speaker on his journey in enterprise and whatever you read in textbooks, if you could relate to that, the risks, the uncertainties, the volatility of business, the complexities, the ambiguities, the changes in statutes which overnight put you at naught almost. That's the pattern of enterprise. And you have to live in that with a smile on the face. And the only hope is the next day, which might be a better day. In 71, when I was a lecturer at JBIMS, I attended an international seminar called AMOSIUS. AMOSIUS means Asian Association of Management Organizations and International Congress of Scientific Management. And we met one of the leading entrepreneurs from Europe, Ian Crothall. I was just about 25 or 26, but the university thought I should be part of that seminar as a delegate. Our director was the president of AMOSIUS. So in the evening, there was a question which was asked to Sir Alan Crothall. What do you do when you have losses in business? Said the only comfort in life is a good night's sleep between a loss and profit. You see? So that's the kind of situation that we get into when you are in entrepreneurship. And we saw that journey picturesquely, vividly, and with all humility. So a big round of applause to it. I now come with a little humility and pride to say BRIMS is no less in the academic world. That's why I come here. That we have been in the business since 2005. I am the founding director of this institution. And now for the last 8 years, we have made many strides. We have gone in for our accreditation for NBA, and hopefully by summer next, we should be in place with the NBA. We have already started working on the next milestone. It's just one step ahead. We have planned as to what we are going to do after the NBA, everything going well in terms of the, mobilizing the resources, initiatives and capabilities and putting them in order for the next milestone. It could be a milestone in terms of incrementalism. It could be a kind of BPR situation, business process re-engineering, or he used the expression quantum jump kind of a situation. It depends on how much we mobilize. One more important initiative which has motivated us, the concerned authorities for identifying talent among directors in this country have voted our director as the director of the year, Dr. Nitin Joshi. This is not so much in praise of the leader or the head of the institution. This is in praise of the aggregate of the resources at the disposal of the institute to motivate themselves in that direction, and others are seeing it so that they know that leadership starts here. Second, at least half a dozen teachers are assessing excellence in companies as either a UFQM expert or RBNQ expert. So it's not that people come here for accreditation to tell us what we are. We also go outside to companies to tell them what they are, whether they are excellent or otherwise. And the latest move, and that's why I'm here to tell you, it coincides with creativity and innovation. While creativity and innovation is a syllabi in many courses, creativity and innovation is a way of life. We have conducted several seminars on creativity and innovation since 2005. We have taken a small step to form a separate creativity and innovation cell under the leadership of Dr. Joshi and the stewardship of Vibhuti Save. She is an assistant professor here. Please stand up. This is very recent, just last week, and we made a presentation to our Development Council or CDC, that is a committee in which the chairman and other members were there. We have given our plan. In short, it means that we would have a forum for consultation and collaboration on issues of common interest insofar as creativity and innovation is concerned. Creativity and innovation to spark the human assets into action. Nowhere in the textbook I have found a definition which Singapore Airlines you are normally used to improve their productivity. Productivity means the genius of the organization at work. Creativity and innovation is expected to do that. And this cell is supposed to provoke and promote and project the human resources of this building, both the internal and external resources, into action. We have got a very clear preamble. Vibhuti Save had made a presentation that day and the management liked it very much. They could make out that BRIMS is leading in the management world. the way it should be, and of course, it's one of the leading institutions in this part of the country. The next thing is that it was Dr. Joshi's idea that we should have a separate creativity and innovation department, considering that we are completing our MBA and going in for the next few accreditation that may be awaiting us, say 5 years from now. We're looking at 5 years and 10 years, not just next year. So I wanted to inform our guests, and I also wanted to inform the student fraternity that BRIMS is going ahead with its plan. And whenever you see Vibhuti Save in the concourse of the bidding, trouble her with some new idea, she will take it forward into action. The whole thing is about ideation, processing it in the laboratories, mental laboratory and physical one if it is there. And last but not the least, action. Action is key to management, and for that you require leadership. And that's how the Times of India concluded the football match of Monday, said leadership and action at its best. Last 3 days as management students, if you are reading Times of India, center page articles are on the football match interface management. Today's Times of India says lessons from the Bhagavad Gita given the football match, or Bhagavad Gita, football giving you the lessons about Bhagavad Gita. Dr. Joshi is making a detailed study of this. The last 3 days I've been after him with every day's write-up. So creativity and innovation can come from anything that you see and observe. Just as an apple fell on Isaac Newton's head and a new law of physics came out. So it's for you to be creative and innovative, and you have a separate forum, a separate person. And of course, Dr. Joshi's doors and my doors are always open to you to share your idea. Nobody is going to stop you. But if you're told by somebody, don't go, he's very strict, then I can't help you. So this is what I wanted to share with you. And I congratulate your efforts throughout the whole journey. And it's as a professor who has taught in different schools, including IMA, I think it is worthy of a long case study. You see, because I have taught several such cases of individuals or groups going from one place to another, to the ethereal heights almost, but again, not satisfied with that, want to go to the next one. So please remember that he said about German technology. German technology stands foremost in the world, ranging from pencils to something else. And the German scientist or technologist is not worried about the marketing of it. It will market for itself. The product will stand on its own. Hext Pharmaceutical took decades to put that Hext logo in the medical shops because they didn't want to do the marketing. They said our medicines will sell on their own. But nevertheless, considering the pressures from various sides, they do advertise their products. So that's about German technology, and he has given you details. I wish, Dr. Joshi, we will within 6 months come out with a good case study with their permission. And I hope we have your permission. Give my hand for that. And now the challenge is with Dr. Joshi, with me and Vibhuti Save to take this forward. And all of you should help in that. Are you going to do something and give some new ideas? Yes. Great. Please take them whenever you meet them. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry for this intercept.
I thank Dr. Muti. There has been a lot of defense, and why not? Why should I not code? When the going gets tough, the tough gets going. And this is what we have just learned from our speaker today. We have seen practical aspects of lean technology, digital marketing, product innovation, developing new market, B2B, B2C. While we are learning it on the books, he has shown it what it is all about, the practical things. Like to give a vote of thanks to Mr. Ayaz Qazi, just by saying, हौसले बुलंद कर रास्तों पे चल दे, तुझे तेरा मकाम मिल ही जाएगा, अकेले तू पहल तो कर, काफिला बन ही जाएगा. With this, I'd like to thank Mr. Qazi for sparing his time. I'd also like to thank Mr. Narayan Murthy for getting this organized. And of course, it won't be complete till the time I thanks our director, Mr. Joshi and Mr. Guru Prasad Murthy. Thank you so much, sir, for giving us this opportunity. Thank you. we have any questions for the guest lecturers or for the dignitaries?
First of all, I'd like to thank all of you because you have been a very interest here, but I could feel your enthusiasm. So that is something that I would like to convey to you. The other is that this presentation has been a high school presentation of all the management cycle in itself, the good things and the not so good things, and what we all know as the SWOT analysis. You can breathe through it. And he's been humble enough to tell you the entire cycle. So the challenges that you are likely to face when you come up with an organization. As a management student, doesn't matter whether it's engineering or pharmaceutical.
The mother of invention.
So what is today's problem? For me, I'm telling you as a management thought process, we need to learn the art of asking questions. Yeah, we need to learn the art of asking questions because we fail to ask questions. So this is the problem which I'm seeing currently. So we really need to understand that, oh, why are we not asking questions? Are we not? So we need to have, we need to build in curiosity because unless and until you are curious, questions will not come in your mind. So mind has to be as fertile and curious so that no more questions keep on coming.
Okay, so as you said that you have worked for few years before starting your own company, right? So is it compulsory or is it important to have experience before starting something, or you just have an idea and you can just start? Both are right, correct? What I feel, both are right. But what is to be done according to you?
My experience, well, able to hear? Hello? Hello? In fact, for me, it has been a different story. I started with two partners. In fact, my background is typical uh, Maharashtrian middle class family. My parents were teachers in BMC. Most of the family members were in government job or municipal job. So the business ka BB pata nahi tha, let me tell you. But fortunately, my partners were there, Mr. Anil Kulkarni. His father or his father-in-law was an entrepreneur. He was having a business. So he had the idea of doing business in those days. He failed few times, but when he came in contact with me, although I was 10 years junior to him, and Mr. V.R. Naik, he was my manager in the company format, and he selected me as a trainee under him. But we came out with some idea. Actually, Mr. Kulkarni took the lead. And he said, Qazi, why not do we do business? I said, I don't have any idea or experience. But see, this way, somebody came in my life, like these partners were there, and he, in fact, he initiated businesses. He had 2-3 failures also. But then he was very clear, he wants to go to a business where he wants good partners. And both of them selected me as a partner. And that niche technology. See, this is another important thing. You have to have some USP in your business. Ideas, there is a competition, and if you want to be the same way what others are doing, you're out. Right from beginning only. So every startup, I don't know, but for my, I can share my experience. It was basically a encouragement from my partner that okay, we should do business. In fact, the initial money required for the business, as I told you, getting finance was difficult. He put the money in the business. Even though he put the money, he said we will be equal partners. And he says, whatever my money is there, it is like a loan for the company. And when company will do well, I will take out that. So that was the graciousness of him. So we were equal partner right from beginning until date.
How did you basically gel with all these two guys, Mr. Kulkarni and Naik?
So it was basically we were working in one same company, Formac Engineering. There we worked almost 4-5 years together. I used to stay, the company was in Kanjurmarg. Mr. Kulkarni used to stay in Mahim, at Saraswat Colony, and I used to stay in Chembur. So while coming from Kurla, we used to go together into the train, go to the company, and while going back, we used to go back from Kanjurmarg to Kurla, we were together. So always interaction and his ideas and his encouragement, and we should do business. And he has that from his father-in-law, he has seen how the businesses are being done. So he encouraged us, and Mr. Nayak also joined with us. See, finally, partnership is like a marriage. See, individually, people succeed, absolutely no problem. But what we found, at least for us, the partnership gave us much more stronger foundation. It's very difficult to have a good partner, and retaining a good partner. Now it's almost how much? 35 years, 34 years. Our next generation is also together with us. So having partnership and sustaining is again a big challenge. So I'm not telling it this is good or that bad, but having a good partner is a great blessing, no doubt about it.
You think of companies like Asian Paints or Maxwell Industries, and there were, I mean, there's a long list of people. As he rightly points out, it's getting the right partner is a difficult. But when each of these Infosys, right, there's so many. In fact, in my family, this is an unheard of story
are 11 partners in a pharmaceutical company, 11 of them. So each one of them would be thinking of different clients, but there would be a big picture. There is a goal, and that goal is nobody but the customer. So when you work backwards, and then say, okay, how do I meet this particular requirement? And each one of us is the resource, and then you put all that, all those resources together to meet that end objective. Works out fine. Another small example, all of you are here. People have done this same thing, on a screen, and then gone ahead with it. But the flow of emotions which is happening now in real time, you can't buy this. That's that human connect which you have. Right? You build on that. And that's what an enterprise is all about. Building on people as a resource, and the trust factor comes out, and when that happens, everything else happens. The intent has to be good, and there has to be, an economic scale.
So what were the challenges you faced as a partner? Like sometimes it happens as being a partner, they're not able to put up points sometimes.
See,
There
as,
will be more problems, but this is
yeah, as far as our relationship is there, let me tell you, we fight a lot, but for the sake of the company. And let me tell you, our friendship is such that their children, like my other partners' children, they confide with me more than their fathers. So it's like that we have become one family. Even though we are three families, but the Mr. Kulkarni's son, Parag, who is in US, right from 10th standard, he used to take my guidance, my advices. Similarly, other partner, Mr. Nayak, his own family problem also we used to discuss. So that is the environment we were there. So it's more than a marriage. See, let me tell you, partnership is more than a marriage. You're sharing all challenges, all problems with each other. Then only the partnership will grow. And always like a marriage, there is a compromise, isn't it? Husband, wife. It's also a partnership. Marriage is also a partnership where there has to be a compromise. Nobody will get a perfect match. So that compromise has to be there in a partnership also.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.